The major divide between these two rivals, and perhaps the one with the biggest political consequences in this primary race, is their position on Iran, the Iran nuclear deal. Let's tackle this one first, since the topic is of major interest to, I'm sure, everybody in the audience. And Brad, the Republicans want to tear up the Obama nuclear agreement. Senator Ted Cruz, the winner of the Iowa GOP presidential caucus vote on Monday, said that on day one of his presidency, he wants to rip the catastrophic Iranian nuclear deal to shreds. If in Congress, at this stage, what do you want to do about the deal since you oppose it? Do you want to tear it up? Do you support new sanctions or accept it and move on?
Absolutely not. In fact, again, after the House voted to try to override the president's...
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Good. Start the clock, please.
Okay, so where's the
answer is absolutely not. But after the Republicans tried to override the veto of the president on the Affordable Care Act, they voted on a resolution or a bill to try to eviscerate the Iran deal. Almost all Democrats voted against that. I would have voted against that. But I've been fighting the efforts of Iran to have a nuclear weapon for over 20 years, almost 20 years. I fought it before I got to Congress. When I was in Congress, I was selected to the Foreign Affairs Committee. I helped pass sanctions on Iran to bring them to the negotiating table. I supported the President and the Secretary of State when they went to negotiate with Iran, because the only way to peacefully end Iran's nuclear program is through the negotiations. But when the deal was announced last summer, I had concerns that the way it was structured would leave gaps that would make it hard, if not impossible, to police and enforce this deal to ensure Iran doesn't get any closer to a nuclear weapon, and risk to destabilize an already dangerous and chaotic region. I called on the administration to take steps to close those gaps and reduce those risks, not to renegotiate the deal, but to work with Congress and our allies in Europe to make sure that this deal works. I'm committed to making sure this deal works. I've worked to make sure Iran doesn't get a weapon. I intend to go back to Congress and make sure that Iran doesn't get a weapon, not just for the next 15 years, but forever.
Okay, I think